Houdini, are you here? Are you here, Houdini? Please manifest yourself in any way possible. Take from this earnest gathering any strength that may be necessary for you to use. Please manifest yourself by speaking through the trumpet. Lift it. Lift it. Speak through it. Speak. Speak, Harry. We are watching and waiting, Harry. Levitate the table. Move it. Lift the table. Move it. Rap on it. Spell out a code, Harry. Please. Ring the bell. Let its tinkle be heard around the world. Do it, Harry. Please. Please, Houdini, we are waiting. Bessie is waiting. Mrs. Houdini, the 0 hour has passed. The 10 years are up. Have you reached a decision?
Yes. Houdini did not come through. My last hope is gone. I do not believe that Houdini can come back to me or to anyone. After faithfully following through the 10-year Houdini compact, using every type, medium, and seance, it is now my personal and positive belief that spirit communication in any form is impossible. I do not believe that ghosts or spirits exist. The Houdini shrine has burned for 10 years. I now reverently turn out the light. It is finished. Good night, Harry.
It is the spirit of Houdini we wish to contact. Houdini, are you here?
Hey, where's Polly?
Yeah, where is Paulie?
Yeah, he said he'd be here 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Paulie. He says he's got a fabulous new idea. Let's just wait.
He's always got a fabulous new idea.
Yeah.
Trust me.
But in the meantime, we gotta sit and listen to the Horn of Plenty. Ow!
Hey, you guys! Why you so glum? I got an idea that'll blow your minds.
Hey, that's great, Paulie. Well, what is it?
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late, fellas. You know, that circus was crazy, you know. Get rid of that. Smells like elephants. Pew. I'm telling you, this is going to be great. Wait till I lay this out on you guys. I always pull through for us, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. All right, well, this time I have overdone it, fellas. I'm telling you. Boy, I smell like the circus, you know? Those clowns, they really irritate me, you know? Anyways, we have the world's most documented psychic with us, correct? Well, Anthony Carr, and he blows the horn really good, too. He's in the group, right, fellas? Good. Okay, tell you what, we are going to do the world's first celebrity musical seance. It's never been done before. We're going to go to the top of the charts. We're going to be in all the TV shows. We're going to be touring around the world, fellas, just because of this great new idea that Anthony and I have. Are you ready? We're gonna do it tonight. Our first rehearsal. We're gonna bring back some spirits from the past, Houdini, some musical people. It's gonna be terrific. Don't worry about a thing.
Fellas, quiet. We're going to begin the psychic seance now. We must be serious, please. Throughout the ages, man has sought to look behind the veil that separates him from tomorrow. And through the ages, certain men have looked into the polished crystal and seen things that no other mortal man can see. Is it something in the crystal itself? Or does the gazer use it to turn his gaze inward? Who knows? The visions come. Visions come, slowly shaping their form. Wait. The visions and the shapes are beginning to change. Down through the ages, musicians and mystics have always tried to get in touch with the great escapologist, but to no avail. Since the universe is composed of vibrations, that is to say music, we, as the first musical band, will make contact with the spirit world. So now, let us bow our heads in meditation. O great mastermind of the universe, descend upon us, please, the great spirit of understanding and enlightenment. We wish to see the true path. Call upon all of your energies and all of those souls in the spirit land who have grown old in the mysterious ways of the universe to open the pathway to our loved ones, to the loved ones of those who live in the spirit world. Now is the hour. Any of those in the spirit world, now is the time to come through. Now is the hour. Speak to us from beyond. We seek the immortal question, is there contact from beyond the grave? Please, now, speak. Rap out a message on the table. We wish to know the truth. Please come through. Wait a minute. That's not Houdini coming through. It's Boris Karloff?
I was working in my lab late last night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. My monster from the slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the monster mash. Oh, it was a graveyard smash. I caught on in a flash. He did the monster mash.
Well, that wasn't Houdini, but hey, wait! I feel another spirit coming through. It's coming. It's getting stronger. It's the king. It's Elvis Presley.
Well, you know I can't be found sitting home all alone. If you can't come around, at least please telephone. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Baby, if I made you mad with something I might have said, please let's forget the past. The future looks bright ahead. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't want no other love.
Wait a minute, I feel another presence coming through. I feel Latin music in my soul. I'm beginning to sway with the vibrations, the music, Spanish rock and roll. It's Richie Valens. I see splishing and splashing. I see Bobby Darin.
Oh, the shark bait has such teeth, dear, and he shows them the pearly white. Just a jackknife has old McKeith, dear, and he keeps it out of sight. You know, when that shark bites with his teeth, dear, scarlet billows start to spread. Fancy gloves, so as old McKeith, dear, so there's never a trace of red.
Please answer this. Please answer. I can't take anymore.
Are you all right, Anthony?
No, I'm burnt out. I got palpitations.
Go get the car.
I can't.
We gotta get him home, all right? Come on, Reese, get the car. Let's go.
Holy jump.
I feel
Let's go.
faint.
Come on, quick.
Easy, buddy, easy. Okay, baby steps. Here we go. Come on.
See you, Anthony. Thanks a lot. Take care, huh? Take care. Jeez, I wonder if there's anything to this crystal ball stuff. Just let me put my hands on it and see what happens.
Well, I don't believe this crystal ball stuff for 1 second, Pilgrim. I think I'm gonna go out and smell the calla lilies, because they're in bloom again, and how I would like to suck face with you.
And now, Rick! I think they're coming to get me! Rick!
The worldwide final Houdini seance, held on Halloween, October 31st, 1936, atop a skyscraper in Hollywood, California, was the greatest attempt to pierce the unknown and form a spirit contact ever conceived by mortal man. In a cathedral-like atmosphere, under a jewel-studded sky, Mrs. Harry Houdini made the supreme effort to reach her beloved husband, the great Houdini. Over 300 guests formed the outer circle, while 13 scientists, occultists, newspapermen, world-famous magicians, spiritual leaders, and boyhood friends of Houdini joined Madame Houdini in the inner circle. Bathed in the weird glow of ruby light, trained observers and spirit mediums joined under controlled conditions to evoke the shade of the late mystifier or any other member of Spiritland that might come through. As the solemn and impressive seance progressed, sobs could be heard over the slow and measured intonations of Dr. Edward Saint. Sobs from friends who had known and loved Houdini for the wonderful man that he was. From the recording taken during the seance, we are able to follow Dr. Saint's very words, which followed the playing of Houdini's last music, Pomp and Circumstance. As the music dies away, Dr. Saint paints the following word picture for his congregation of silent listeners.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this this cathedral-like atmosphere tonight, I wish to remind you that this is a most solemn occasion for the close friends that have gathered here. That the 0 hour of the 10th anniversary of our departed friend is fast nearing the end, and that the results of tonight are primarily of a personal and private nature only. No attempt is being made to sway the world or to convince the skeptics one way or the other. This is a personal gathering aiding Mrs. Houdini in completing her 10-year vigil and to aid Mrs. Houdini and ourselves to a final and logical conclusion. Nor is it expected or intended that others must necessarily agree. But this last personal attempt to contact the spirit of Houdini has aroused interest throughout the world, and to that extent will the findings here tonight be publicly recorded. We wish it distinctly understood that in this last and final attempt, we are interested in Houdini coming to us instead of to a stranger. Should Houdini contact a stranger anywhere in the world tonight, we know that Houdini will leave proper identification. On behalf of Mrs. Harry Houdini, I wish to thank all members of the press, both local and worldwide, the various national magazines, and the hundreds of individuals throughout the world that have aided. I wish to thank the sincere friends in the four corners of the United States, Canada, and Europe in the forming of some 20 or more simultaneous seances coinciding with our final attempt here in Hollywood. I wish to thank the several hundred friends, trained observers, and several dozen renowned psychics and mediums that are present with us here tonight, and especially the past president of the California State Spiritualist Association, present here tonight, whose kindly advice has been of great value. Every facility has been provided tonight that might aid in opening a pathway to the spirit world. Here in the inner circle reposes a medium's trumpet, a pair of slates with chalk, a writing tablet and pencil, a small bell, and in the center reposes a huge pair of silver handcuffs on a silk cushion. Facing the inner circle stands the famous Houdini shrine with its doors ajar. The world knows that the Houdinis were always open-minded regarding spirit communication. Houdini sought to communicate with his beloved mother after she passed on, but he found no evidence that he could rely upon. The Houdinis always believed that in their search, if you remove the fraud, what is left must be the truth. And they together were always seekers after truth. Before Houdini's death, the Houdinis made a compact that the first to go would try to contact the survivor. Houdini had promised to deliver a message in code to his wife, also to open the silver handcuffs and other signs if he should pass over first. It so happens that Mrs. Houdini survives, and she made it a sacred duty to carry out the terms of the compact. The first year found Mrs. Houdini every Sunday between the hours of 12 noon and 2 o'clock, locked up in the privacy of her own room, seated in front of Houdini's photograph, waiting for some sign of Houdini as prearranged in the compact. The truth regarding spirit communication was to Harry and Bessie Houdini a very sincere and profound question. During the following years, each anniversary of his death has been devoted to Houdini. During the last 10 years, there have been times that Mrs. Houdini felt that surely Houdini was coming through, that her hope of communication would be fulfilled. She was willing to believe, but the evidence did not stand up. At no time has Mrs. Houdini ever received a psychic communication from Houdini, nor has anything occurred anywhere in the world that would lead Mrs. Houdini to believe that Houdini was trying to come through. Yet hundreds of alleged psychics and mediums have written in and stated that Houdini has appeared to them in some form or other. In Chicago, they said he walked boldly into a room. In Kansas City, Houdini was said to have written a long letter to Mrs. Houdini. In Long Beach, Houdini was said to have hypnotized the medium and then delivered a message through her. In New Zealand, he drank a cup of tea. And in Santa Monica, he escaped from several pair of handcuffs by dematerializing his hands. These things may be. Surely it is not for Mrs. Houdini to decide. But we all believe, and many prominent psychics agree, that if Houdini has appeared all over the world in spirit form, under every kind of manifestation, and doing this many times every week of every year of the last 10 years, then we believe that the great Houdini will, on this last authentic seance, come to the little silver-haired widow, the little lady who for 33 years stood by the side of her beloved Harry, listening to the applause of kings and emperors and the world at large. A few days before his death in Detroit, Houdini, in a most strong and firm reminder, again said, "Bess, darling, I'll come back to you if it is possible, even if I have to go through hell to do it." That was Houdini talking. Houdini was an editor of the old New York World. He was an honorary lieutenant of police and instructed a class of detectives and officers of the police force regularly in New York City. He was the author of many books, a writer of many magazine articles, a publisher of a national magazine, head of many magical organizations throughout the world, including societies in Berlin, London, and New York City, member of the exclusive Circumnavigators Club, the Masons, the Elks, and many others. He headed investigating committees that led him to appear on the floor of Congress at Washington, D.C. The Houdinis, Harry and Bessie, presented remarkable magic acts in the palaces of Europe and throughout the world. Houdini was working in secret with Thomas A. Edison on a delicate psychic detecting instrument and a process that would permit him to take flashlight photographs in the dark without the flash being visible. 1,000 interests had Houdini besides his search and collecting of rare first editions to make his library on magic and occultism the largest private collection in the world, which led to the creating of the Houdini Room in the Congressional Library in Washington, D.C. today. Houdini spent much time in aeronautics, wrote authoritatively on the subject, and was one of the first 17 flyers of the world, owned his own plane, and was the first man to ever successfully fly an airplane in Australia, winning the aerial trophy in Melbourne, Australia, March 15th, 1910. That, in brief, was the man, Houdini. He had safes and vaults in his home and vaults and banks that his lawyers had access to. But one secret now made public for the first time is the fact that Houdini had one safe deposit vault in a bank or trust company in the East under some familiar name other than Houdini, and of which the secret location rested only in Houdini's brain. In this vault was kept highly secret papers, and into which was always placed a certain glass case of jeweled metals and a diamond question-mark pin with a rare pearl drop, a gift from Harry Carr to Houdini. The jewel box was always on display in the Houdini home, but prior to closing the house to go above their tour, Houdini always placed this box in the secret vault. Many things were left untold because of the unexpected death of Houdini in Detroit. There is a law, a time limit. Madam Houdini has year by year awaited word that the federal government had located or opened the box long overdue. Perhaps the vault grant had been paid years in advance. However, this secret vault has never been located to this day. No medium or psychic has ever brought forth information from Houdini or the spirit world touching on or leading to its discovery. So if any circle tonight in any city or town in the world believes they are contacting Houdini, let them identify themselves by bringing forth this information regarding the secret vault. Tonight, we are in the very heart of glamorous Hollywood that Houdini loves so well. He lived here. He worked here. Houdini loved Hollywood. And Harry and Bessie Houdini celebrated their 25th, their civil wedding anniversary here, and all the great of Hollywood were present. And Houdini made a speech and said, "You are all invited now to be at our 50th, our golden wedding ceremony." And Will Rogers got up and gave an impersonation and said, "Houdini, I'll be here, but this is the way I'll be coming in." And he walked like an aged old man with a cane. Will Rogers is gone. Houdini is gone. Nearly 2/3 of that famous gathering is gone. But this is the kind of a night they all would have loved. Nothing could have kept them away. It's a Houdini night, with the spotlight of the public on Houdini, with the whole world paused to see or hear Houdini step on this side of the curtain. Now let us bow our heads in meditation and prayer. O thou mastermind of the universe, please let the spirit of understanding descend upon us that are gathered here in the inner circle tonight. We are each in his own way seekers after truth. Please let thy spirit of understanding guide us and bring the light of truth to the many friends that have earnestly formed psychic circles and gatherings throughout the entire world. Aid us, guide us on this most important question to mankind, spirit communication from across the grave. We ask this universal understanding in all humbleness, and we offer our grateful thanks to thee. Guide us, please. Amen. O thou disembodied spirit, those of you that have grown old in the mysterious laws of spirit land, we greet thee. We have gathered here at the appointed time. We have complied with all the requirements to enable all of you to make your presence known. Members of the spirit world have long known of the intention of this important gathering tonight. All is in readiness. Please now, the time is at hand. Make yourself known to us. Any of you, please. Manifest yourself in any way possible. Please let your united strength and knowledge aid Houdini in coming through. It is the spirit of Houdini we wish to contact. Houdini, are you here? Are you here, Houdini? Please manifest yourself in any way possible. Take from this earnest gathering any strength that may be necessary for you to use. Take any vital thing from us that you may need to enable you to carry out your promise of years ago. We have waited, Houdini, oh, so long. Never have you been able to present the evidence you promised. And now, this is a night of night. The world is listening. Harry, your world, your audience. And Bessie is here. Your Bessie, who is part of you for 33 years. She's here, Harry, pleading in her heart for a prearranged sign from you. It means so much to her, to all of us, to the world. Harry, we are all seekers after truth. Please manifest yourself by speaking through the trumpet. Lift it. Lift it. Speak through it. Speak. Speak, Harry. We are watching and waiting, Harry. Levitate the table. Move it. Lift the table. Move it. Rap on it. Spell out a code, Harry. Please. Ring the bell. Let its tinkle be heard around the world. Do it, Harry. Please. Please, Houdini, we are waiting. Bessie is waiting. Oh, thou spirit, your religion is based on love. And by that very token, a love of 33 years that has even entered into eternity. By that love, I ask that you come through with the evidence. By the love of the little silver-haired widow. By the love and esteem of the countless friends. The evidence, Harry. And Houdini, Dash is listening in. Dash, Hardy and your brother has joined us with a circle he has formed in New York City, 3,000 miles away. He has joined with us to seek the truth. And the circle in Baltimore, Philadelphia is listening in. In Providence, in Chicago, Leonard, who was once a protege of yours. A circle in Portland, Maine, and in the faithful city of Detroit, in Victoria, Canada, Tacoma, Rockford, Oakland, San Francisco, all over the world, all joining in. Come through, Harry. And Houdini, Colonel Harry Day, member of the British Parliament, has formed a circle in London, England. Colonel Day was your closest boyhood friend. Houdini, you must come through. And at the bottom of the world, Australia, the country where you made history, has joined in. We are crying to high heaven, to the powers that be. We are crying in one mighty magnetic voice from every corner of the earth, and the hearts and minds of the multitudes are centered here tonight. We want the evidence, the truth, in the name of humanity and love. If there is communication from the great beyond, come through with the evidence.
Followed calm and silent meditation. And again, intense and dramatic soul pleading, in which Mrs. Houdini joined Dr. Saint. But no sign of Houdini. Spirit Land did not send a single emissary. At last, Dr. Saint, in a voice that broke, asked,
Mrs. Houdini, the 0 hour has passed. The 10 years are up. Have you reached a decision?
Yes. Houdini did not come through. My last hope is gone. I do not believe that Houdini can come back to me or to anyone. after faithfully following through the 10-year Houdini compact, using every type, medium, and seance, it is now my personal and positive belief that spirit communication in any form is impossible. I do not believe that ghosts or spirits exist. The Houdini shrine has burned for 10 years. I now reverently turn out the light. It is finished. Good night, Harry.